but I think you have to open quote add me to the broadcast close quote for me to talk. Press enter key. Go to sleep. Can you hear me, Dennis? Can you hear me? I don't hear you at all. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, yes.
Okay, I think we just went the whole game without me talking because I didn't realize I had to add myself to the stream.
Oh, I see. Well,
so
all I can say is I'm glad that you. All I can say is I'm glad that you scheduled this and not me. I would have been beside myself. I of course I'd been seeing for a few weeks that Hangouts was going away as of August 1. I see here Michael tries to get on the board and launch his comeback. He's at the Jay's 22-yard line.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. This place has new features and stuff like that, but I didn't realize that I wouldn't automatically be part of the stream. So I am talking, doing the play-by-play, and nothing, I guess, was going out. So thank goodness you checked.
I guess not.
But
yes, I saved the day by coming into the third quarter of a 20-0 game.
Hey,
looking past Johnny Hector, correct double team incomplete.
Jay has been on Michael all game. The game started off with Jay getting a kick return touchdown, and then he also got a 49-yard punt return that set up a field goal. So special teams in favor of Chicos, and then Ohio just can't move the ball.
Well, I've seen a punt fest for Ohio. I forget the name of his team, the Bobcats. But he is in the red zone here, 3rd and 6 at Jay's 18. And Dennis, moving to one of these other things, whether it's StreamYard or Twitch or whatever, we end up figuring out what to do. It'll probably be a lot easier to add some of the bells and whistles and stuff that we used to have with Hangouts.
Good point.
Of course, it requires work. There's another successful double team.
Will A-Bear finally hit a double team on his own card?
No, he will not. And the great Norm Johnson, the overdrafted kicker,
So what do you do here? You kick a field goal here and make it 17 instead of trying to go for it?
The guy's 2-8 and 12. I probably would have tried the field goal. Because the 4th and 6 is just so hard in this era. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's tough.
Not sure.
No bailout, dump offs, or anything else. No white die 6.
I wouldn't have overdrafted the shaky kicker though. 13 to 22, 2-8 and 12. He drafted him highly. I don't understand why. But anyway, Michael had a great season. He's still alive. I know it's 20-0. I know it's Jay. But this is not a team that can really pound you on the ground. This Jay Villing team, because Bernstein got so few attempts, and he gets drilled with the minuses guessed correctly. And then it's Jim McMahon. So it's not, it's not a great offense on Jay's side of the ball. Michael has a good defense. So Michael can get some quick stops. He still has time to get back in it, but he's got to hurry. We're in the middle of the third quarter.
Yeah, it's part of this is the mental game. You get down so far, you're just you don't know what to do, and you stop coaching your best.
Yeah, and then also you talk about the mental game. Not only that, but it's Michael Reeves against Jay Villing. So Michael comes into the game. Michael's done a great job with this team. He's done a great job kind of learning how to coach with the old-fashioned rule set, and he does well in this environment. But still, he's an inexperienced coach. This is his first significant type of success. He's in the semifinals. He's playing against a great coach. And you add all that in, and then you're down 20-0 in the third quarter. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little harder, I think, for guys a little bit more inexperienced, who I think by his own admission has already come to get to the game like, boy, I got to beat Jay or I got to beat Dennis if I make the Super Bowl. Or you feel like, wow, that's a like that. That's a real big challenge. And then you put him into a tough spot here, makes it even harder, I think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he needs a big play here, either a special teams return or a long game on his quarterback's card, something. But this is not an explosive offense. This is a
No.
grind, get the lead, and keep the ball kind of offense. And he hasn't been able to do any of those things. His
Yeah,
the last drive was his first time in Chico's territory. Aside from that, into the half Hail Mary.
Sure. Having said all that, yeah, the grinded out is a problem here in this situation. But if he can just get one good touchdown drive, he's still alive.
Yeah.
You get one good touchdown drive, maybe then you get a turnover, then you can talk about it. But you got to get that drive first, and this is not a good era for it. And Jay's a great coach, and he's got a good defense. So 3-4, that's good. Yeah. So I mean, you got to, it's very much an uphill climb, like you said.
Second guessing Academy there, that would have been a long game on a long pass because he had abandoned the zone to double team the zero, covering Ernie L. Jones. Hard to throw deep against to a 5 or 6 though.
Yeah, it's funny with this team. I know Michael had some success with it. I think in his playoff game and maybe against me in the regular season. I'm not a big fan of the 3 wide with this offense when he likes to run the ball, but it's a different situation now. But I've realized I have to text somebody. I'll go mute for about 1 minute. I'll be right back.
Yeah. All right, so that's another 3 and out for the Ohio Bobcats. And back to this massive Bernstein card. What do you do to stop this thing? 5 carries left, really 9. Off tackle to Bernstein. Here it comes. He's going to hit one of those plus 30s at some point. Not this time. Loses a yard. So as good as he's done, it could have been even worse. At least it's landing on the D cars in key spots. Or it's landing on Bernstein's car where he only gets 5 yards or something like that a few times. 2nd and 11. You love to be in this spot. Up 3 scores, curled to slaughter. You got the defense on their heels. You got big play, explosive kind of guys. Ooh, that would have been big. It wouldn't have been an interception even with 4 men in the zone. But, Michael's not really, I would say, hard to say for sure, but maybe some of those early downs you blitz, because even if you don't actually sack the quarterback, you get guys in zone and you get him off of those guest run runs.
It's not Michael's forte, though. Well, not even his forte. That's not Michael's preference. He does not like to blitz that much. He was showing blitz a ton against was it Keith that he beat?
Yeah.
I think in the other round. No, not was it Keith? No, he played Neil Anderson. Brian.
Yeah.
He kept showing blitz and hardly ever blitzing the safety. He was kind of lucky not to get beaten on it. And I don't know if he's aware. I know Michael has a low vision impairment that he's so constantly showing blitz automatically to defense. Because despite the dominant pass rush, Michael didn't have a lot of sacks as we looked at. Considering the personnel, I mean, you would have 17 games, you would have easily had 60 plus sign sacks in this environment with this team. But that didn't matter. He had the number 1 defense in the league, so it's more important, right? You'd rather have, the goal is to give him fewer points, not to get, not to lead in sacks, right? So what he was doing was working, but I think that people like me and I'm going to say Michael here, who's conservative. I think we've really failed in using a dominant pass rush as a threatening weapon on the early downs, like you were just saying. Like when you have a dominant pass rush, or Nathan, or Dan Moore, or Paul, you guys are attacking the offense with it, and you end up limiting some of the offensive play calls. Guys who are conservative might get a little scared, a little intimidated, and it becomes easier for you to call defense. So, and that's something I really want to try to incorporate when I have that type of a matchup, and I haven't been able to do that yet.
You got to be disheartened, though. You've completed 6 passes out of 24 attempts. That's so frustrating from an offensive standpoint. It keeps landing on blanks. He had a lot of blanks. Herbert, Abear's not the greatest. But I agree with you. He should stay in his base set, flat, and run, because that's what worked for him all year. You can't suddenly become Dan Marino, in 1984 and throw short passes every time.
Well, but he did a lot of 3 wide. He liked to run from the 3 wide. He did a lot of 3 wide in the early playoff game and against me in the regular season. So he likes the 3 wide and to run and throw flat from it. I don't think it's that great of a move for this team, no matter what the score is. But so he was using a lot of it all year, actually.
So it's not this game. That's just the way he's been playing. That makes sense.
Yeah, I would say probably maybe 50-50, or maybe he goes to it when the offense is struggling. Offense is struggling, I go 3 wide,
Good double team. He could use a pick, but it doesn't happen. But at least he stopped the incomplete on the receiver reading.
Yeah, and I had a 4 o'clock situation that was rescheduled. That's why I was able to join the game here in the second half. So I was able to join StreamYard.
Nice. Well, I'm glad to have you on board. I mean, if you find a better solution to our streaming, a quick streaming setup, that'd be great.
Well, Dennis, when it comes to computer matters, you are far better than me. So I would always you're gonna look at things and figure things out more quickly and be like, okay, this is probably better. Whereas I don't even have that knowledge.
Yeah, this one seems to work pretty close to what Google Hangouts does, with a few more things. There's it breaks contain with a short gain on Bernstein's card. Bernstein reaching close to 100 yards with a few more short gains.
Are you sure that was a containment situation? I don't see a containment thing here.
Yeah, it was 3rd and 10.
The details, okay.
Yeah. Or maybe it wasn't. No, you're right, because it says what there is no containment. You're right. Maybe it was 2nd down. I just wasn't paying attention.
That's all right. If I was not in the broadcast, Dennis, I would be working on my draft prep. I'm up to Seattle undersized edge player Jake Martin, Dennis. That's what I'm
Jacob Martin. He used to be a Jet. You should know him already.
No. Jake Martin is Jacob. You're thinking of Kareem Martin, I think.
No, Jacob Martin used to be an outside linebacker for the Jets. Oh no, that's somebody else. You're right. Oh, blocking a field goal.
Run it back, Michael. Run it back.
Who knows if he did or not?
Well, maybe it'll be like the interception. We'll find out when he takes the field for his next. I don't know. Well, he chose the formation, so he didn't try. 20-0 is down. A quarter of the play here. Do or die now. Flip this right to Mike. Turn up that dial. 7 yards. 2nd and 3. He's at his own 34.
Oh, you're right. It's 2 different people. Jake Martin, as a Seahawk fan, I am kind of ashamed. I never heard of him before.
I think you should be ashamed.
3 sacks. Yeah, 3 sacks. You sure this is not Jacob Martin?
It's Jacob Martin, but in the game this year, I think it's Jake.
Oh, okay, got it.
It's Jacob Martin, but I believe in Strat they're calling him Jake.
Oh, it's just like Delano Hill changing his name to Delano Hill. Got it. Just keep that in mind too. That'll be in the next version.
What is it? Liquid Drano Hill? Is that his name?
His name is Delano, and he's changed it to Delano.
Okay.
Straight L-A-N-O.
Yeah. I'm up to Jacob Martin, Dennis.
Nice.
I just finished my Trey Flowers assessment. I spent a lot of time in that one, actually.
So I like Jake. I like Trey Flowers. Just to give you my opinion, nice length, good cover guy. But he's a 0 this year. We'll see how long that remains to be the case.
Nowhere to go but up.
There you go. So tell me about did you seal the deal on Bradley McDougall in the Autumn Wind League?
No, I'm patiently waiting for a response from my trade partner, who is notorious. I shouldn't say notorious. Who I would say is
a slow responder.
Is a slow responder. He's not a first responder. You don't want him. If there's a fire, he's not the guy. Call 911. You don't want him on the other end.
Yeah.
He's more like he's more like the cable repairman.
Yeah. Should I really call 411? Am I using up or 911? Am I using up my minutes? Is it going to affect my ability to receive calls?
All right, there we go. Now we got to drive from Michael. It's a big short game for 18 yards on a flat pass right from Bear to Mike Dial, and now he's at the Chico 27. He wanted to say Chicago.
I know, me too. I keep wanting to call Ohio the Vikings, the Minnesota Vikings, because I assigned them that's their home field, and they have that front strong D line from the Vikings.
Well, the weather. Well, this is 89. They're already in the dome. As an run to Freeman, 2nd and 2 at the Chico 19. You need to get in the end zone. Yeah, you have to plan to get in the end zone. You can't just be thinking, all right, how do I get these first downs? You be thinking, where am I going to get my touchdown here?
Yep.
You know?
That
Do I
is
want to go for this? Do I want to go for the first down and then throw a short pass to Roy Green for a receiver reading? Do I want to just get as close as I can and then throw a short pass on the 12? Am I confident I can just get inside the 10 and bang it in? Got to have a little bit of a plan here. Linebacker Johnny Hector gets wrong 4 yards on the first down, hit the 15. Now, this is where that short pass is dangerous to a receiver with a good average. Roy Green and Mike turn up that dial has it. Dial has it in the flat pass too. But you got a guy who's calling pass against you. Ernie Jones against a 0. I want to run it with Freeman. Here I would go base offense because I don't want to get white dyed here. And I'm running up time on the clock on a wasted carry. Freeman's got some shookings overall, and I would like to see base offense here. There's a touchdown. Left tackle left for Freeman hits the box. 20-6.
So the Strat gods finally smile on the Ohio Bobcats.
Indeed.
Because they had 2 of those 18-yard runs. They were able to pick up a short gain on a flat pass.
You know, I forgot that opening kickoff for touchdown. I forgot, of course, it's Herschel Walker with a touchdown on 3. So it's not. So it's of course fortunate, but it's not. It's not like it's snake eyes. It is on a 3. So.
Right. And this is a nice return by Herschel as well. It takes it out to the 39.
That's what's so great about it. Having a good returner in the old days is not that many touchbacks. You know, it kicks to the 10-yard line, the 12-yard line. Your guy runs it back, 30 yards. You're in great shape. Right. And here you got Chico at his own 39, and he's trying to hold the lead. So the Bernstein Bear gets wrong. Here
comes a big one.
Short gain for 16 yards. His Rod's got 9 carries, 79 yards. My brother and I went to a Chargers at Jets game in the Meadowlands in the early 90s. And Marion Butts ran like 23 times, like 125 yards. They took him out. They brought in Bernstein. And in like the last quarter and a half, he had like 10 carries, like 140 yards. It was an ugly game for the Jets. There's like if when you're at the game, you can see the field better. There's like these huge holes that Bernstein's like rumbling through them. This big, huge guy. It's like, oh my god! It's like every play was like at least 8 yards.
That had to be one of these years then, because he had he was a bright star for a short time.
Yes. 2nd down and 10 for Chicos at the Ohio 45. 8:24 to go. Michael showing blitz again. And he blitzes somebody. And there's a pass call, but did he blitz the safety? He did blitz the safety, Steve Atwater. And it was a 5 on a 12, 1-53 sack. Random 62, nothing. Incomplete pass, though. And he goaded Jay into the long pass attempt, which is nice.
53% chance of a sack on that one. The random roll was 62.
Yep.
Dolman against Munoz.
It's a nice matchup.
Yeah.
A couple of good players going at it, yeah. Johnny Robinson, new Hall of Famer, was my starting free safety on my AFL team in the IFL. I was kind of glad to see him get the acknowledgement. He was a 5 and some years and a 6 in other years. So this guy was kind of cool. I never heard of him until the IFL started. That's why I loved when I joined the original IFL. I just learned about all these guys from the 60s. You know about Jim Brown and Sonny Jurgensen, but you learn about all these other guys. I didn't know how good Dave Robinson of the Packers was, a linebacker, or guys who come from nowhere. Hoyle Granger had like a couple of good years for Houston. It was very educational.
I agree. And then you see guys that like Jack Patero, who was my head coach for the Seahawks.
That's right.
He's like a linebacker for the Colts. It's like cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Short pass, Reggie Langland picked up by the defense. Michael get a good run back here.
Oh my
He's at his
goodness.
own 40. And we'll see what he did. We'll see what he did. We won't see how many yards he got, Dennis, until he clicks the formation. 2 or 12 is a touchdown. Even a 25-yarder would help. Choose a formation, Michael, because we want to see what happens here. Come on, Michael, you're killing me.
The longer it goes on.
And it was nothing.
12-yard return.
You're 12-yard return, you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You got it. Okay. I hear. 15, 45. Okay. Is that his own 42? Left tackle left to Johnny Hector. Nose tackle +4, +9, 4 yards against Jerry Ball. 2nd 6. It's 20-7 here. This is why I agreed with that field goal choice earlier. 2010, you have a little more of a chance, right? Touchdown field goal. And also he has an excellent defense, Michael, which has played well from all year. So you have a little more optimism. In those modern leagues, it's like you're down. It's like, I don't even know if I can stop this guy, even if I do get close, 3 wide, 1 halfback. Flat pass left to Freeman. There's a 5 there. Looking for A-Bear completion. He gets it, 7 yards in the first down. I would like to see base offense here. So you can run some of those end runs with Freeman's got some short gains on the card. You don't want to run. You really hate. To me, if I'm trying to pop a short gain and a comeback, I hate to go 3 wide and get hit with the white die. So because the guys gonna be scared of my receivers anyway. Go 3 wide, 2 running back if you want. Make them this is 10 is a 6. These strong safety is a 6.
Yeah, he's got so many good numbers there in the secondary. But you're right. The only thing is that he's moved the ball so he's sticking.
And he's not even running a draw play.
Right.
But I'll be saying, look, off that wrong 8-9 short gain. On right, those are gone.
Yeah.
And it's the white die one is really hurtful.
And you're not going to get Jay to call run going 3 wide. If you go base, you will get a run call. You might get a nice receiver reading on a short pass or something.
Yeah, and you've got some guys who can do some things for yardage, and you like to throw flat, which might be an easy short gain style pickup, an 18-yarder to Mike Dial or something. So, and I know you say, okay, well, he's not going to call run. I'm going to run it, but if I best right to JT Smith, covered by the 5, and pick off split is incomplete. And this is the big third down. You got to be thinking 4 downs here. I'm again going base offense, so I have the threat of the run.
Yeah, you want to get close, even if you get you want to break contains. So you have 4th and short that makes with a good flat passer that makes it a lot more doable than 4th and 8, where you have to go anyway. We haven't talked too much about Jay's pass rush. Mike's got a couple of vulnerable spots here. He's got a 2 pass block off tackle and a pair of 4 guards. Dwayne Bickett is a big pass rusher for Chicos. You might see him come on
Chico and the man. Do. 3rd and 8. 3 wide, 1 halfback.
This is a big. That's Sanford and Son. That's the one I know. I was going to say this is a chance for the big one. Come on, Wheezy.
That's right. Well, I think they were on back to back for a while
right.
there. Chico the Man was a much short-lived show. Of course, Freddie Prinze died. But yeah, that was Chico the Man that was the theme for that. And Sanford was after that, I think. Emma Wright to Free McNeil. Guess wrong. There's a short gain. Breaks containment, 16 yards and a first down.
What a roll. Nice job.
So I like that off tackle for Freeman. Guess wrong. If you're trying to come back.
Got a chance.
And even here, you got it. Yeah. So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
He's been popping. He's been getting good numbers running for 3 wide. So off tackle, draw left. Why not? You're good at that, Dennis. Dennis, like, if I'm hitting those numbers, I'm going to run that play. You don't do it like predictably, but you like, hey, this has been working. I'm going to go back to it when I can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then you got to watch out.
Why not play Michael? He hasn't called run the whole time. Offensive end +5 or 0. I don't understand that.
Right.
Wouldn't matter in this case, but why not? If you're going to run the off tackle, why not run the draw? He's blitzed that guy there before.
He has, and that's the Dwayne Bickett guy, I believe, and he shifts over the middle linebacker to the other side or brings the free safety down.
And Jay has not called run against the 3 wide all half.
Right.
So,
Johnny Hector into the game. His card's not quite as effective as Freeman.
Well, yeah, he's been the man for Michael. He's been his number 1 back all year. Had a very good year for him. He likes him better. Maybe a little more consistent yardage. We'll see. 5 best left to Roy Green. Pick off 2 to 5, incomplete on the 6. And let's see what Bobby Abear can muster here on 3rd and 10. I would again probably go base formation and run it, but I'm probably too conservative on 3rd and long, Dennis, in this set.
You almost have to be. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but we'll see what happens here. He brings in John Forcade, who's got a nice bomb guessed right on 4.
Well, he's got a better short pass right card. I hate this. I hate the M1 quarterback from the 3 wide. Because especially in the old game, because all those minuses guess right. He gets a blocking for +3. Forcade's got a better short pass right card than Abear. That's something I remember looking at back in the ratings and talking about it with Michael after he made the selection. I think 6 is if you notice his stats, Forcade's thrown a bunch of touchdowns in a low number of attempts because he gets inside the 10, he brings him in.
Nice. And he has, you're right, good in-run numbers, 11, 13, 12, 10.
But not with the white die, Dennis.
Not with a white die. And then he's got a couple must runs. So I'd be using him every time on 3rd downs.
That's true. That's a good point.
3rd and longs anyway, 3rd and 5+.
And how about 4th and 7? Maybe you would have John Forcade in there, Dennis. No.
Yep. So what are you getting with Bobby that you're not getting with Forcade?
Yeah. Well, he's going to get the +5 completion that loses in the game on the flat pass.
Yeah.
She's trying to. I can throw a flat pass for 7. That's not going to get the job done. You're going to get +5. The game will be over.
Tough decisions here.
Don't you hate when you face a guy who's still learning and you can predict what he's about to do and then he doesn't and it comes out just like you said? Yeah, I don't want to see the flat pass for 5 yards, but I think I'm going to see it. To Roy Green, who will not be double teamed.
Maybe to Dial because he's got such a good receiver card.
Yeah, but he's probably worried about him getting double teamed. Short pass, Steven Nisbet, correctly double teamed. Pickoff chance incomplete. Would have been incomplete anyway. At least he threw a short pass though. And Chicos will take over. And Dennis, I'm going to call another Jay Villing, Dennis Crowley Super Bowl.
Looks like it.
Now we talked about what a great coach Jay is coming into this season. We did the season preview show. We knew he was going to be up there in the mix. And indeed he is. And Dennis, I liked Jim McMahon as one of the, like, if I'm stuck with a bad quarterback, guys.
Right.
Like if I'm not like this was that set where there was like 7 or 8 guys, maybe 9 guys, and then like a cratered. It was a huge drop off. And then the rest of us were sifting through those bottom 6, 7, 8, 9 quarterbacks trying to figure out who we preferred and why.
Right.
And you've got, look, I forget who did you beat in the semifinals, Dennis?
Ron Martin.
Who was his quarterback?
Oh, he had
Steve Berg? No, that was Butch. So what?
This is no, he had a good quarterback. He had Boomer Esiason.
Okay, that's right. But look, we talk about the defense being more important. Like some of the newer guys are talking about, I'm going to stuck with a bad quarterback. 3 of the final 4 teams, I remember Herschel. I was watching Herschel play these games. Didn't have the NFL career you like, but 3 of the 4 teams were coached by, those bottom tier quarterbacks. I mean, Krieg doesn't have a bad card, but because of the turnovers, he was not one of the top 8 or 9, right?
Right.
So I mean, Krieg, Bobby Hebert, and Jim McMahon.
You're right.
The Super Bowl between Dave Krieg and Bobby Hebert. Super Bowl is going to be between Dave Krieg and Jim McMahon. I won the Super Bowl with Bobby Hebert, and I said that like after the draft was that the Super Bowl champions of recent years in the summer sprint have not been. They haven't been the top tier quarterbacks. They've been the lower tier quarterbacks.
Yeah, because you're able to ignore the quarterback position and fill up your other spots, so you have qualities to surround them with. Kind of like those years where you have a really good, draft league team in Somifa or something, and you pick up a 1-year quarterback.
Yeah, and maybe part of it is this. I still believe that even though it didn't play out in SFA in the playoffs, and maybe it doesn't always play out in the modern leagues, as Dan pointed out, that still with a good pass defense statistically is, really dominant. Why does Michael have 1 timeout left? Not that it matters, but
before the 2-minute warning.
Okay, but as it gets picked off here, this game will be over. But the good pass defense is statistically like one of the best things to have, and then in this rule set, you have to be able to run the ball. So you got to figure this way: if I end up with a bad quarterback, I probably have a good running game in defense. And then not only that, but these receivers generally have got like big yardage cards. So if I'm running the ball and playing defense, and my quarterback's not great, but I've got good receivers, I can still hit some big plays in the passing game. Right. So maybe that formula tends to work. I'm not one who believes that there is necessarily one formula. You and I agree with that. There's a lot of ways to skin a cat. But if you got a bad quarterback in this format, you probably have a good running game and defense. Is that fair to say? Yeah,
you got a fumble here, but it looks like the Chicos Bailbondsmen recovered it.
Tim Spencer for hire, 25.2.
Just take a knee. Take a knee here. You'll be down to 15 seconds left in a punt.
Tim Spencer's the guy that you killed me with in the USFL, the first summer sprint. With I think the 83 USFL. You beat me barely in the Super Bowl. It might have only been 17-7 or 21-7, but I think I scored a late junk touchdown. You were dominating me the whole game. I had like 10 sacks. You were running the ball like wild with Tim Spencer. Greg Landry was your quarterback. He of the, I think, Chicago Blitz, perhaps. Nice. Not certain. It's funny that there's some split feelings of the USFL. Some of the guys like just wouldn't want to. I mean, you told me like some guys like I'll play anything but not the USFL. I was like, that's so sad. I like the USFL.
Yeah, it's fun. Again, you get educated. You get to remember that these guys that were NFL stars started off over here.
Yeah, and then of course there's the guys who ended over there. Raymond Chester, Greg Landry. But there was a lot of players in the USFL who went on to become very good NFL players, or even the Hall of Fame. Reggie White was a USFL guy. Nate Newton was a USFL guy. Gary Zimmerman. That's the last play of the game. So Michael's got to be disappointed. 20-7 final. But Michael had a great season. 13-4, number 2 seed, or 12-5, whatever he was. 12-5, I think. Number 2 seed, won a playoff game, got to a semifinal. If you're Michael Reeves and you're still going up on the learning curve, you got to feel good about all those things.
Right. So here's the other thing you can do with this streaming software. There's these boxes at the bottom. If you use StreamYard, you remember to add yourself to the broadcast. This stuff at the bottom, but you can add share your screen. It will be a button up here. Start broadcast and end broadcast is in the upper corner over here. But this stuff you can, if we have like 3 guys on here talking draft, we can like set it up to, have equal screens or share each other's screens. So it's kind of cool. Got some more features. I don't see any sound effects though, so that's not going to help.
Yeah, we'll see if you can hunt around with StreamYard or what you're using now, and maybe Twitch, because Twitch is like so popular with the regular video games. See if that is a better. See what's up with Twitch. See how that works. Okay. I was dreading the idea that that the Hangouts are going to go away, and we're not going to have anything good to replace it. So I'm glad at a bare minimum this thing works. You know what I'm saying? Now I had to create an account here for free, of course, and I tied it to my YouTube account. Does this generate a video or no?
It automatically will. I'm going to hit in broadcast, and then I'll go to like a studio section where it shows all my broadcasts, and you can click like, put it on YouTube or view on YouTube.
Very nice. Okay.
So it should work. So I got to actually go pick up my kiddos. So I'm going to end the broadcast. Right. Thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate the help, and otherwise it would have been an entire game of me thinking I'm doing play-by-play, but nothing's coming out. So.
Yes, which I have done before. I think I did a whole show like that once.
Yeah,
all right, Dennis.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right, so I'll talk to you later, and happy trading, and we're all scouting and trading at this point, which is good.
Sounds good. Take care.
Bye-bye. Take care.